There's a quiet shift happening right now, and most people don't even realize it yet. It's not loud, it's not flashy, and it doesn't come with headlines every day. But it's changing how people earn, how they create, and how they build income from nothing more than a laptop and an internet connection. The truth is, the way people make money is evolving fast, and those who understand how to use AI tools are finding opportunities that didn't exist before. Imagine waking up, opening your laptop, and knowing that your skills you can learn from home, have real value in the online world. Not just value in theory, but something people are actively paying for. That's what AI tools are unlocking. They're not replacing people the way many fear. Instead, they're giving individuals the ability to do more, create faster, and compete in spaces that once felt out of reach. Let's start with something simple but powerful: writing. For years, content creation has been one of the easiest entry points into online income, but it also required time, effort, and often a lot of trial and error. Now, with tools like WriteSonic, the process has become more accessible. You don't need to be a professional writer to start. You need curiosity, consistency, and a willingness to learn. Think about it this way. Businesses, blogs, and websites are constantly looking for fresh content. Articles, product descriptions, blog posts, these things are always in demand. With AI assistance, you can generate ideas, structure articles, and refine your writing much faster than before. But here's the key part that many people miss. The tool doesn't replace your thinking, it amplifies it. The real value comes from how you guide the tool, how you edit the output, and how you make it sound natural and human. When you start creating articles, you're not just writing words, you're solving problems for someone else. Maybe it's a business that needs content to reach customers. Maybe it's a blog that wants to grow its audience. When you position your work that way, it becomes easier to sell. And once you complete your first few projects, something interesting happens. Confidence builds. You begin to see that this is not just an experiment, it's a real path. Now let's shift to something more visual: design. Not everyone considers themselves creative, but AI tools are changing that perception. With platforms like Adobe Firefly, creating graphics is no longer limited to those who have spent years mastering design software. You can generate visuals, edit images, and create professional-looking content with far less technical complexity. Picture a small business owner who needs social media posts but doesn't have the time or budget for a full-time designer. That's where you come in. You can offer simple, clean, effective designs that meet their needs. And the best part is, you can do it quickly. The combination of speed and quality is what makes this opportunity so powerful. But here's something important to understand. Tools can help you create, but they don't replace taste. They don't replace your ability to choose what looks good, what feels right, and what connects with people. That's something you develop over time. The more you practice, the better your eye becomes, and as your skills improve, so does the value of your work. Now let's take it a step further. Websites. For a long time, building a website felt like something only developers could do. It required coding knowledge, technical understanding, and a lot of patience. But tools like Durable are simplifying that process. You can create functional, professional websites in a fraction of the time it used to take. Think about how many businesses need a website but don't have one. Local shops, freelancers, small startups, many of them are looking for someone who can help them establish an online presence. You don't need to be an expert coder to offer this service anymore. You need to understand structure, layout, and what makes a website useful and easy to navigate. When you build a website for someone, you're not just delivering a product, you're helping them grow. You're giving them a digital space where customers can find them, learn about them, and connect with them. That's real value, and when clients see that value, they're willing to pay for it. At this point, you might be thinking this all sounds promising, but also a bit overwhelming. Writing, design, websites, it feels like a lot to learn, and that's completely fair. But here's the perspective shift that can make all the difference. You don't need to master everything at once. You start with one skill, just one, and you build from there. Now let's talk about something that's growing faster than almost anything else online: video content. People are watching more videos than ever before, and businesses know it. They want content that captures attention, tells a story, and keeps viewers engaged. That's where Synthesia comes in. With AI-powered video creation, you can produce content without needing a camera, expensive equipment, or advanced editing skills. You can create explainer videos, marketing clips, educational content, and more. And just like with writing and design, the tool handles part of the process, but your creativity shapes the final result. Imagine creating a short video for a business that explains their service in a clear and engaging way. That video can be used on their website, their social media, or even in ads. It becomes an asset that continues to work for them over time. And for you, it becomes a service you can offer again and again. Now here's where things get even interesting. You're not just creating work, you're building a portfolio. Every article you write, every design you create, every website you build, every video you produce, it all becomes proof of your ability. And in the online world, proof matters. This is where social media comes into play. Sharing your work is not about showing off, it's about visibility. It's about letting people know what you can do. When you post your projects, you're creating opportunities for potential clients to find you. And sometimes those opportunities come from places you didn't expect.
There's a moment in this journey where things start to shift. At first, it feels like you're putting in effort without immediate results. You're learning, practicing, improving. But then, gradually, things begin to click. You get your first client, then another, and another. And suddenly, what once felt uncertain starts to feel real. This is the part where many people give up too early. They expect instant results, and when they don't see them, they lose motivation. But the truth is, consistency is what separates those who succeed from those who don't. It's not about being perfect. It's about showing up, learning from mistakes, and continuing to move forward. Let's pause for a moment and think about something important. What would it mean for you to earn a steady income online? Not just as an idea, but as something real, something you built with your own effort. It's not just about the money, it's about the freedom, the confidence, and the sense of control over your own path. And here's the thing, this is not reserved for a select few. It's accessible to anyone willing to put in the time and effort. The tools are available, the opportunities are there. What matters is how you use them. Now, let's bring everything together. Writing with AI, designing graphics, building websites, creating videos, these are not separate paths. They can complement each other. As you grow, you can combine these skills to offer more comprehensive services. You can become someone who not only writes content, but also designs visuals to go with it. Someone who builds websites and fills them with engaging content. Someone who creates videos that bring ideas to life. This combination of skills makes you more valuable. It opens up more opportunities, and it allows you to stand out in a crowded market. But even with all of this, there's one element that matters more than anything else: your mindset. If you approach this with curiosity, patience, and a willingness to learn, you'll keep improving. You'll adapt. You'll find your rhythm. But if you let doubt take over, it becomes easy to stop before you ever see results. Here's a thought to carry with you. Every expert you see today started as a beginner. They didn't have all the answers. They didn't know exactly what they were doing, but they started anyway, and they kept going. As you move forward, remember that progress doesn't always feel dramatic. Sometimes it's quiet, sometimes it's slow, but it adds up. Every small step you take brings you closer to your goal. And now, let's come back to where we started, that quiet shift happening in the world, the one that's changing how people earn and create. You're not too late to be part of it. In fact, you're right on time. The opportunity is there, the tools are there. The only question is whether you're ready to take that first step. So if this idea truly resonates with you, don't sit around waiting for the perfect moment, because in reality, that moment rarely ever comes. There will always be doubts, distractions, or reasons to delay. The key is to begin with whatever you have right now, even if it feels small or imperfect. Taking that first step is often the hardest part, but it's also the most important one. You don't need to know everything from the start. In fact, most people figure things out along the way. Allow yourself the space to learn as you go. Make mistakes, face challenges, and use those experiences as lessons rather than setbacks.
Every small effort you make adds up over time, helping you grow stronger, smarter, and more confident in your abilities. Focus on building your skills gradually, one step at a time. You don't need overnight success. What matters is steady progress. Even if you improve just a little each day, those improvements compound and lead to meaningful results in the long run. Stay patient with yourself and trust the process. Most importantly, remain consistent. Consistency is what separates those who succeed from those who give up too soon. It's not about doing something big once. It's about showing up again and again, even when you don't feel motivated. Discipline will carry you further than motivation ever can. In the end, your journey is built on the actions you take today. So start now, keep moving forward, and stay committed. Over time, you'll look back and realize how far you've come. Because the people who succeed in this space are not always the most talented or naturally gifted. Talent can give someone a strong start, but it doesn't guarantee long-term success. What truly makes the difference is the ability to keep going, especially when things get difficult, slow, or frustrating. There are many people who start with incredible skills, but they lose momentum when they don't see quick results. On the other hand, there are those who may begin with very little experience, but they stay committed. They show up every day, put in the effort, and keep improving little by little. Over time, that consistency becomes more powerful than raw talent. Success in any field is rarely a straight path. There will be setbacks, mistakes, and moments where it feels like nothing is working. This is where most people quit, but the ones who push through those moments, who continue learning, adapting, and trying again, are the ones that eventually stand out. They understand that progress takes time, and they're willing to stay in the game long enough to see results. It's also about mindset. People who succeed don't let failure define them. Instead, they treat it as feedback. Every mistake becomes a lesson, and every challenge becomes an opportunity to grow stronger. They focus on improvement rather than perfection. In the end, it's not about being the smartest, fastest, or most talented person in the room. It's about resilience, patience, and consistency. If you can keep going when others stop, you automatically give yourself a huge advantage. And over time, that persistence turns into real, lasting success. If you found this helpful, take a moment to like the video. It helps more than you think. And if you want to see more content like this, consider subscribing to the channel. I'd love to hear your thoughts as well, so drop a comment and share where you are in your journey or what you plan to start with. Your path to earning online doesn't have to be complicated. It just has to begin.